Welcome to the online tutorial classes for the Vidya Bhavan High Secondary School, and I am Megha ma'am, and this class is for class 11 nutrition, and today I will discuss about the water, and this video is for part 1. So water is the most abundant nutrients of our body, and the males have at least 60% of the water in their body, and the females have 50%, as they have the more fat constituents in their body. So the water constituents of the body is like that. The group and the total body water in percentage is like that. For the infants, at the birth, the water is 75%. On the ages of 1 year, it became 58%, and on the ages of 2 to 5 years, it became 58.9. Okay, and for the males individuals, it is about 16 to 13 years of age. It is about 58.9, and 31 to 60 years of age, it is about 54.7%. It's actually decreasing, right? And then 61 to 90 years, till the 90 years of the age, it is becoming 51.8. Okay, and for the females, okay, in the year of 16 to 30 years, in between 16 and 30 years, it is 50.9%, and after that, till 90 years of age, it is 45.2%. So you can see that at the age of the birth, the child have the more water constituents in their body, but it usually decreases day by day. And for the males, it's near about 60, and it is in between the 58 to 51. But for the females, it is usually low. It's usually 50 to 45, and it's in average it is 50%. Okay, so now what are the compartments of the water? So in our body, there are several compartments where the water are formed, or where the water is walked. So I'm just erasing it. And now we are coming to the compartments of the water. Compartments of water. So mainly there are two types of compartments in the water. One is intracellular fluid, and the second one is extracellular fluid. So first one is intracellular fluid. As the name suggests, the water is what is inside the cell is called intracellular, and the extracellular means the water which is the external part of the cell is called the extracellular fluids. So okay, let me discuss about the intracellular and the extracellular fluid. The intracellular fluid means the fluids which are in the cells. It is about 50 to 55% of the water which are in the cells actually, and these are mainly used for the metabolism and also used as a body fluid. Okay, so they are mainly used in the metabolism and also as the body fluids, also present in the joints. Okay, and for the potassium and magnesium joints is usually high, and the sodium and the chloride joints is usually low. Okay. So now we are coming to the extracellular fluid. The extracellular fluid are differentiated into various compartments. These are like that. The first one is the extracellular fluid, means which are in the outer side, in the external side of the cells, are called extracellular fluid. The fluids are which are in the external side. So these are, the first one is intravascular fluid. Okay. So as the name suggests, these are mainly comprises the in the vessels, in the blood vessels, in the vessels like the arteries, like the capillaries, and everywhere. It's almost 7.5% of the water are present in the intravascular fluid. The next thing is intercellular fluid. The fluid which is actually situated in between the cells, in between two cells, or in the outer side of the cells, but not in the capillaries, are called intercellular fluid. Okay. So they usually work to carry the nutrients to the cells, and also collect the waste products from the cell for excretion. Okay. So these are the extracellular fluid which carry the nutrients to the cells and collect the waste products from the cell to excrete it out. Okay. The third thing is transcellular fluid. Okay. So what are the functions of the transcellular fluid? I'm just erasing the upper part and then I will write it here. Okay. So the transcellular fluid usually helps in the cellular transport of the various minerals and vitamins. So it helps in the cellular transport. Okay. But one more thing is, it can't carry the bulk of the water to excretory cells or in the exchange of the extracellular fluid. So the second point in this, it can't carry the bulk of water or exchange with extracellular fluid. Okay, it's mainly present in the cerebrospinal fluid and also in the joints like the synovial fluid, etc. So the examples of it are the cerebrospinal fluid and also in the secretion of GI tract, also present in the eyeballs in the form of aqueous humor and the vitreous humor. And the next, it can be the synovial fluid in joints. Okay. So these are the examples of the intracellular fluid and the extracellular fluid and the different components and different compartments of the extracellular fluid. By this I am just completing this class. In the next class we will discuss about the functions of the water and more about it, and in the next videos we will discuss about the more of the water. Till then, thank you.